Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kiana and I do a lot of sewing and fashion videos, and today I have a sewing pattern and sewing tutorial for this Basque Waist Corset. The pattern for this corset is the first link down below, and you guys know that I love to reward my subscribers who have their notification bells turned on, so you can get 30% off this corset pattern if you use the code Basque Waist until tomorrow at midnight Eastern time. Now, something I want to point out is this little cutout area here. The pattern does include a version that does not have a cutout, so you won't have to make any alterations if you'd like to close up this hole. The pattern includes that. And I would rank this pattern as an intermediate level sewing pattern. All of the supplies and materials you will need to construct this corset will also be in that first link down below in the pattern listing description, and then all of the equipment that I'm using throughout this video, if you're interested, is linked down below in this video description. Anyways, I think that's everything, so without further ado, let's just get into the tutorial. Alright, so print out your pattern at 100% scale, not fit to page, and make sure you're printing from the file that corresponds with your paper size. Line up your sheets of paper edge to edge. Do not trim down or overlap your sheets of paper, and then tape together. Refer to your instruction pamphlet to figure out what size you would like to create, and then cut on the corresponding line. Alright, so the first step we're going to do is interface the wrong side of all of our lining pieces. So cut out your fusible interfacing and your lining pieces. Place the interfacing glue side down to all of the lining pieces and give them a press until the interfacing fuses to the lining. Now we're going to sew all of those vertical seams for the lining. So place all of your pieces right sides together, pin in place, sew, and press open. My biggest tip for you guys for this step is to keep all of your pieces super organized. A lot of them look very similar, so I would say either keep the pieces with your pattern piece, your paper pattern piece, or have them nice and organized and lying flat. Otherwise, it's really easy to swap pieces or turn pieces upside down. All right, so after you do that, you're ready to move on to the shell. I am going to flatline all of my shell pieces with some cotton fabric that matches the rest of the corset. I'm choosing to do this because the shell fabric I'm using is very lightweight. So adding some stability with the cotton is going to be really important. So to flatline the fabric, I'm going to place my shell fabric wrong side against the right side of my flatline fabric that I'm using for stability. I'm going to bring each piece over to my ironing board and press them together, and then I'm going to pin them together. Then I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and sew a basting stitch around the entire perimeter of each piece within the seam allowance. So I like to sew a basting stitch about 1/4 of an inch in from the edge of the fabric. And now you have flatlined or underlined your fabric. Do this to each piece of the shell. If your shell is very stable and more medium to heavy weight, you don't need to do this, but I would definitely recommend it if you're using a lightweight fabric. Now we're going to take the 2 center front pieces and the 2 pieces right next to the center front pieces. So basically we're just working with the 4 most centered panels on the corset. We're going to sew the left center front panel right sides together with the piece next to it, and we're going to sew the right center front panel right sides together with the piece next to it. We're not sewing along the exact center front seam, so we're connecting 2 pieces and we're connecting 2 pieces. Now we are ready to put on our bias tape. So you can either purchase bias tape or make your own. However, this is going to be visible, so I would recommend making your own. So to create bias tape, cut out a strip of fabric on the bias, the diagonal of the fabric, and press it into quarters, long ways. Unfold your bias tape, place it right sides together with your corset, lining up the long edge of the bias tape with the raw edge of that peekaboo cutout neckline of the corset. We're going to pin and sew along the first crease in that bias tape. We're going to do this on both the left and the right side. Then refold your bias tape and give it a press, and we're going to stitch in the ditch on that seam. So we're going to stitch directly into that seam that we just sewed. When you're doing this, you want to make sure you catch the bias tape on the back side, so you might have to use your fingers to roll that bias tape under just so that your needle goes through that seam and then catches the bias tape on the back side to keep it nice and secure. Now we're ready to sew all of our vertical seams for the shell, just like we did with the lining. So just connect everything, and then it's going to be time to create the boning channels. You do have the choice on whether you want the boning to be attached to the shell or the lining. For this blue corset, we attach it to the shell. You can see the boning a lot more clearly from the outside. Black and white corset, we attach the boning to the lining. So it really depends on the look you're going for. And when it comes to pressing, you're going to get some creative liberties with which way you want to press. I'm gonna press my center front seam open, the next 2 seams towards the side, and the rest of the seams open for now. But depending on where you want to insert your boning and how much boning you want to insert, you can kind of change that, which we'll do later. Now it's time to add interfacing. So we're gonna add our interfacing to the center back edge on both the right and left sides of the shell. I'm going to add it 1/2 inch from the center back edge so that it's not in the seam allowance. Bring it over to your iron, give it a good press to fuse it, and then we're ready to move on to the boning. Here's the 2 kinds of boning I like to use. The first is this plastic boning that you could get at Joann's before. You can also get it at Amazon. And the second is spiral steel. I love plastic because it's super affordable and really easy to get your hands on, and it's what I usually go for. Spiral steel performs better around curves, so sometimes I do a combination of the 2. That first seam, remember, I pressed open. Wherever the seam is pressed open, I'm gonna sew 2 boning channels. So on the right and left side of the seam through the shell and the seam allowance, I'm going to sew about 3/8 of an inch away from the seam on either side of it to create the boning channels. And then I'm going to insert a piece of boning into both of those casings, just to check to make sure the boning fits in the casing. However, I'm going to pull it back out and I'm not going to insert any of the boning at this stage, just to make sewing the rest of it easier. So you can use it to check, but don't insert your boning. Where I have the seam pressed towards the side, I'm again just going to sew 3/8 of an inch away from the seam, but this time just on the side with the seam allowance. So you're only creating 1 boning channel where you will insert 1 piece of boning. I had fun playing around on this corset with pressing the seams to the side and open based off of just the design that I wanted. So you can see here what I ended up going with. Now we're going to take our shell and place it right sides together with the lining, and we're going to pin and sew along the center back seams and the hem of the corset. Do not sew or pin the neckline. Then trim down your seam allowance, clip your corners, and clip into your curves before flipping your corset right side out. Be gentle when turning out those corners and give it a good press. Now we're going to top stitch the center back seams and the hem. I'm going to top stitch first down one of the center back seams 3/8 of an inch away from the edge. This is also going to create a boning channel while you're top stitching. When I get to the hem, I'm going to pivot my work and top stitch about 1/8 of an inch away from the hem. When I get to the other center back side, I'm again going to pivot my work and top stitch 3/8 of an inch away from the edge, again creating a boning channel. Now you can go ahead and insert all of your boning into all of your boning channels. We're still going to sew a seam at the top, so your boning should be about 5/8 of an inch lower than the raw edge of your neckline. So you're leaving some space at the top to sew a seam up there. Now for the lining at that center front peekaboo cutout, I'm just gonna turn that edge in under about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, press and then pin it in place. And then I'm just gonna hand stitch this closed to the bias tape using an invisible stitch. Moving on to the neckline band, I'm going to take my lining piece, that should also be interfaced, and I'm going to press up the bottom edge of it 1/2 an inch. Then I'm going to take my lining, place it right sides together with the shell, and pin it along the sides and the top. We're going to sew with 1/2 an inch along the sides and the top. We are not going to sew along the bottom. So sew this, then trim down your seam allowance, clip your corners, turn it right side out, and give it a good press. Now with the shell of the neckline band, not the lining, just the shell, I'm going to pin that to the neckline of the corset. So I'm pinning just the shell of the neckline band to both the shell and the lining of the corset. I am going to sew this seam, making sure not to catch the lining of the neckline band. And after I sew the seam, I can flip my neckline band back closed to cover up the seam allowance. At the center front peekaboo cutout, I'm going to press under the shell neckline band 1/2 an inch. That way now when I pin down the lining of the neckline band along the neckline, all the seam allowance is hidden, including where that cutout is. So pin down the lining of the neckline and then just top stitch 1/8 of an inch away from the neckline seam through the lining and the shell neckline band to secure the neckline band to the corset. Finally, we're just going to add some eyelets in the corset to create the lace-up back. The size of your eyelets, up to you. The amount of the eyelets you choose, up to you. I love to use 5mm wide eyelets. That's my favorite, and I just love to place them about an inch apart. So that's also what I'm gonna do here. So for me, I'm gonna place 11 eyelets on each side of the corset. I'm gonna use some special eyelet tools that I've gotten over the years to help with this. So this hole puncher and a tool to secure the eyelets in the corset. But if you don't have these, you can usually buy an eyelet set that comes with small tools that help you insert the eyelets. So just insert all your eyelets and then lace up your corset with either ribbon or string. And then now is the fun part. You can have fun with a design. So of course we've left this cutout if you've sewn style A, which I think is perfect to add a little dangling rhinestone or gem to. So for the blue corset, we've sewn a rhinestone right to the neckline band. And for the black and white corset, we added a little pearl to a chain and then attached that to the neckline band. Lastly, for the center back neckline band area, I thought it would be nice to add a cute little clasp there as part of the closure, but you could also just add another eyelet so it can be fully laced up. And of course, we really played around with trim, beading, and just having fun with the design. All right, that is how you sew this Basque waist corset. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know how you are going to create this corset, what fabric, for what occasion. Oh, and if you guys decide to post your recreation on social media, be sure to tag me. I love seeing what you guys create, and you may be featured on Maker Monday. Anyway, so if you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up because it's the easiest way to support your favorite creators for free. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My handle is Kiana Bonollo. Subscribe, turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss out on pattern discounts in the future, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!